At first, I want to acknowledge that the government or education minister should stop taking the exam of HSC on 13th July because the weather condition was so bad, especially waterlog in many part of the country, especially in cities. Most of the cities you will think or consider, you will find that waterlog is so heavy that even rickshaw or car was facing difficulties to move. Some student literally uh, soak all the body, even they fall into the water. At that situation, they attended the exam. As a result, student as well as their parents was dissatisfied. In this situation, when our education minister comment a negative thing, that become very bad for the situation, and it make the situation worse. So simply, it should not be. I think the government, the education minister has failed to understand that. There is no argument on this topic. But the point is that whenever you are imposing some strict rule, you should think about your image, your position, and the other parties how they are taking it. In my last videos, I had given explanation about the economic transformation of China. Here in their exam of Gaokao, it is so hard that many students cannot take the pressure. As a result, they commit suicide. In in the exam hall, they become senseless. Many of the students become senseless. They arrange ambulance as a precautionary in effort. They keep ambulance outside of the campus or exam center. The situation is gone up to that level. But in case of Bangladesh, you cannot take such a decision because the parent is not willing to take that. The student is not willing to take that. Very few can say like that what was said in earlier time. Parents usually give their children to school and said, please do what you want to do, but I want is ensure the education. But the scenario has changed. Parents love their children. They take care more about their education. Earlier times, parents don't have much contribution to the education of their children. But currently, father and mother very much caution and thoughtful, pay attention to their children. So that's why as they take care of their own, they don't want or allow to punish their children by someone from other side. So it don't work in the country, and it is a punishable offense to punish a student. So I don't allow that. It is my personal opinion that no teacher should punish a student. It is clear and clear to everyone. But there is some point that when any people facing hard exam and that propel some issues against the education minister, it is not good. And the comment education minister has given, it is also not good. However, education minister has say sorry, but this sorry is not that all. You know, students are more sensitive issue. This generation, I'm not complaining about the generation. Student in every time from the history, in the past, and even in the present, they are always sensitive. So they should handle in a better way. So government failed to do that. But I think one thing everyone is missing, that education minister is not forcing or standing against the student. He is trying to improve the education system or process. I know there are thousands of thousands of points that you may say where education minister can work but he is not doing. But at least in some point he is trying. It is true that in earlier time it was shown that more mark or grades, pass rate, it is not our, it should not be the target. Showing more grade or pass rate. Education quality must be ensured. However, our student is very good at education, I think. In earlier time, you will found that many people say in their time education was good. But I didn't found reason behind this, because if you see the syllabus, even in case of pre-primary and primary school, their syllabus is vast. What we not studied in class 5, they read it at their early stage of life. In my time, when I I was student of class 5, I can recall that there was no subject related to general knowledge. But currently, my son read in class 1, even when he was at prep 1 and prep 2, that is the pre-primary stage. They study general knowledge. In the class 1, they are reading what is the name of what who is the father or main guru of Buddhism, Christianism, what is their religious book. This type of questions. They even read the name of capital city of different country. In I found that they are reading what is the in which date is of independent days, victory date. This type of date they are reading and memorizing. What we did not do in class 7 8, I think, if I recall that. So their their quality has not deteriorated. But the point is that I am talking about schooling in Dhaka city in good school or in KG school. But there is a catch that in rural area and the school in city or metro area, there is a huge gap. So due to this gap, government should focus on that to improve their qualities. But student as well as their parent are more focused on education comparing to earlier time. So in this situation, when father and mother found that their children is facing difficulties going to school, they cannot take it. And I say that government should stop the exam, and this should be in the time. You cannot punish some student. I found a video on social media for few days back. Parents literally go to beat the teacher. Why? Because teacher cut the hair of a student. The student cut his hair like a snitcher. Can you imagine if parent, father, mother is rushing to the school to stand against the teacher, and the teacher who cut the hair of his son or the student just because he cut the hair in a bad way, and that should not be the situation. Stood to that level. So everyone should handle them in a careful way. Even you found in social media that students are beating teacher. If someone punishing some other some student not taking it as a punishment, they are taking revenge. How ridiculous it is. Whatever, there should be some logical explanation. Maybe the teacher act badly or he has a bad attitude. It should not be also. So The attitude of teacher should also be polite and ready to help the student. Should not focus on their haircut or like this. In some schools, like cantonment board school or some good governance school, they follow that. And in case of local school, you cannot actually impose this type of strict rule. So you can motivate them, you can guide them to follow the rules, to follow good behavior. So that happened in our country. I astonished and feel very astonished that the teacher and the student and the parents all are showing their arrogance, not thinking rationally. This student who is reluctant to sit exam in the bad weather, the same student will complete his study, go to office on time, whether the situation is worse or more severe than that day. And the father, I can boldly claim that many father of that same student went to office amid the bad weather. Think about that. If a father can go to office in bad weather, they are not allowing their student sit for the exam. If a father can manage to do that, why not? He is managing his son or daughter in the same way. But not all father go to office because there are lots of parents who cannot even work in the bad weather. My intention is not to punish them. One day delay is not a big issue where schooling remain closed for month after month. Here, one day delay is very common. So, from this point of view, everyone can claim that it is so easy. And truly, it is easy. So, the government is failed to do that. I request government should not take that type of decision in future. Otherwise, anything may happen. One of my ex-colleague, my senior boss, given a post on Facebook that July is a very dangerous time. You know, in 2024, in the July, army government stepped down from their power, and they have bound to do that. And the pressure, especially for the student. So, if you stand against the student, it may be very dangerous. So, you should not stand against the student. And I think government know that, but sometime due to their word, unintentional word, it happened. So, dear viewer, I leave it what I said. I don't have intention. Maybe I have said something that against you. Some point I hear when you start speaking, slip of tongue maybe, or with the flow. You can say. My point was just simple. I want a topic to discuss, I want to speak, I want to practice speaking. So I think this is a topic that I can elaborate for 20 minutes. That's why I have chosen the topic. Nothing special. I don't have any intention to teach anyone. I don't have any intention to give listen to someone, to make any decision, to make any chaos. So leave and do not pay attention to my all the discussion. Focus on my speaking, irrespective of the meaning. So, dear viewer, thank you for watching this video. Next, I will meet you again in next video. Till then, be happy, stay happy, and keep others self happy. Thank you for today.